Scouting provides youth with an opportunity to try new things, provide service to others, build self-confidence, and reinforce ethical standards.
Our next guest, Volunteering in the Valley host Gene Jones, visits with Eagle Scout Nolan Bright and up-and-coming Eagle Scout Reese DeWiggins and their assistant troop leader, Rich Bright.
We're starting off a brand new year, and it's really exciting to be here, especially because we have as guests with us today some of our local Boy Scouts and one of their leaders. I hope you all had a wonderful holiday and that you're ready to begin a new year. We're doing Volunteering in the Valley because it's important that groups in our community and members of our community are aware of the volunteering opportunities that are out there so that we can play matchmaker for you. And this is a joint project of CVTV and our local AARP chapter, which is the Long Branch area chapter. Today, it's my pleasure and privilege to introduce to you Rich Bright, who is a leader with our area Boy Scouts, and he's going to tell you a little about our local troops, what their activities are, what their needs are, and then he's going to introduce a brand new Eagle Scout and a young man whose Eagle Scout status is about to be confirmed. And then we'll talk about some of the needs that Scouting has right now and how maybe you can help meet that. What a wonderful way for dads and sons to do some things together that isn't yard work. Rich, you take it from here and you talk about your troop and what you want us to understand today.
Well, I don't want the dads out there to think that if they and their sons join Scouting, they won't get yard work out of the young men anymore. So yard work's important, learning to work and learning to work together is really important. So Boy Scouting in Macon is going strong. We've produced a number of Eagle Scouts in the last couple of years, I think 11. And we have about 5 or 6 more who are on the cusp of that honor, who have completed the bulk of the awards. I'm associated with Troop 81. We have met for 81 years in the basement of the Methodist Church. So I think we hold the distinction of, in the council, Great Rivers Council, of being the longest sustained troop in everything from Jeff City north, basically, outside of Kansas City. I guess we cut off over around Highway 65. Sedalia, I think, is kind of the westernmost portion. But for 81 years, Troop 81 has been going strong in Macon. I do some logistical backup support work with the Cub Scout pack as well, Pack 85, and trying to get that thing going. We've had a great group of second graders. We've had some difficulty getting the 3rd and 4th grade groups organized there this year. We've had several starts, and we're going to be making a hard press on that at the beginning of the year. There's another unit, Boy Scouts associated, Troop 92, I believe, associated with the LDS Church in town. So, but we meet every Monday night at the Methodist Church from 6:30 to 8 in Macon. And our rule is no school, no scouts. Other than that, we'll be there on Monday nights.
Okay, now would you like to introduce, and I suspect that there's a family relationship here with this newly minted Eagle Scout.
There is. He's not such a newly minted. He's our most recent Eagle Scout, about, 12, 18 months, October, I guess, of 14.
Great.
But he's about to be superseded by Reese DeWiggins as our newest Eagle Scout, who's going through the confirmation process and that district board of review in the next couple of weeks. And that's a really interesting process where Reese has 5 letters of recommendation and an hour to convince 5 community leaders and scout leaders that he does not know. So these will be people maybe from Columbia or Kirksville or Moberly or Brookfield that he's worthy of the honor of Eagle Scout.
So you're telling me that it isn't going to be sufficient if I can make a fire by rubbing 2 sticks together that I can get to be an Eagle Scout?
At this point, all of those people have signed off that he knows how to build a fire and how to put, more importantly, how to put a fire out. And now it's a matter of demonstrating his character to a group of people, most of whom will be Eagle Scouts themselves.
And the thing that I love about Scouting and some of the other organizations that young people can be part of is that they learn skills and values that they can carry into adulthood and later life that will benefit them on an ongoing basis. And I understand that these boys each have to complete a specific project to get their Eagle Scout status.
That's right. There is an Eagle Scout Service Project. They have to earn 21 merit badges and hold leadership positions in the unit, but they have to develop a leadership project and demonstrate leadership in that project that benefits a nonprofit within the community. Nolan's project involved rerouting. They were moving the computer wiring closets at his church, and he had to do a bunch of work to clean up for that process. And I think, Reese, you organized a couple pieces of music. Is that the way it worked?
It was sorting, organizing, and cataloging over 9,000 sheets of music for the First Christian Church here in town, yes.
Yeah. And that took, what, an hour or two?
It was originally supposed to have taken 2 weeks and ended up spanning to a 6-month project.
Yeah. Yeah, so sometimes the projects grow well beyond expectations.
Nolan, tell us some of the highlights of what you did.
Well, we had to take everything out of the attic and put it where it really should have gone in the church, because really we would take things and be like, we don't know where this goes, so we'd throw it in the attic. And we physically could not get to some of the wiring that we needed to move and put in other places. And so we had to take everything out of the attic and put it all in the gymnasium and take it from the gymnasium to the rooms where it should have gone in the first place. And it took 2 or 3 weekends, I think, with a lot of help. I had a lot of help, and I appreciate that.
That's great. May I borrow you the next time I have house cleaning? Sounds like a good deal to me. Tell us about some of the other activities that your troop has done and why you think other young men in the community would enjoy being part of the troop.
Well, right now we have basically 2 clusters of scouts. We have a group that's, say, 6th, 7th grade, and then we have a group of older scouts who are finishing up. And there are only a couple kids in between that group, so it's a perfect opportunity for those 5th, 6th, 7th grade to hop in and get in. We think, when I think about scouting, I think about the 4 ships model, right? There's friendship, outdoorsmanship, citizenship, and leadership. And everything in scouting is designed to be fun and build on those 4 skills that, as you say, they're going to take with them their entire lives. I had a friend, we were scouts together, we hadn't seen each other. He joined the military, left about a week after graduation. 35 years later, we saw each other, and we weren't talking for 3 minutes before he was saying, remember that time at Camp Thunderbird? Now, I probably shouldn't tell the rest of the story publicly, but it was a lot of fun. You know, you make friends, and these guys have become friends, and most of your good friends are still scouts, right?
Yes.
And, you know, the leadership aspect from the Eagle Scout Service Project, that's one where the adults really stand back. As an adult leader at an Eagle Scout Service Project, my only job is to make sure nobody gets hurt. Whether it succeeds or fails is up to the Eagle Scout.
You know, I hear a skill right there, which is organization, which so many of us have some shortfall in at various times, because my basement probably is a little like the church attic, you know, and so if we can learn those skills in our youth and carry them forward with us, we won't have so much of that baggage later on.
And our current scoutmaster, I'm an assistant scoutmaster, I'm kind of fading out and doing more of the logistical support, and it seems like Boy Scouts have rules about everything, and you think, well, boy, that rule's kind of, no, that rule's there to protect the safety of the young men, and it's very important that we do that. But our scoutmaster is a guy named Scott Vandiver, and he has a degree in forestry, and he's a great outdoorsman. He's a big hunting guide, so when we get out on the campouts and things, Scott is just a wonderful guide. He's fun to be around, isn't he, guys? So,
Right.
But we do a lot of outdoor activities. Even in the winter, we're coming up, our Klondike Derby will be held for scouts in a 5-county area. We'll be at the Macon National Guard area the last weekend of January. And that's always
And you're
interesting.
camping out.
We're camping outdoors in a tent on the ground.
And no matter what weather it is, you're camping in the tent. You don't get to go home if there's snowflakes the size of your hand. We've tried.
Yeah, was that 2 or 3 years ago?
Yeah, it was a while ago. We got there late. We should have gotten there 2 hours before when we did, because we were in the dark putting up tents with the snow coming down. And so half of us were looking at the snow, half of us were putting up a tent, and then it would switch. But it was a fun time.
With about 3 to 5 inches of snow by the end
Yeah.
of the night.
Biggest snowflakes I've ever seen in my life, probably 3 or 4 inches across, every last one of them,
Once
just
you were-
floating down.
Once you were settled in, that makes for good insulation.
Yeah. Until you have to get out.
Like your tent looks more like an igloo in the morning.
Yeah.
Okay, give us your closing thoughts now on what you would like to see in the way of participation and community help for your troop.
We want kids. We want kids and those kids to bring their friends, because it's not as much fun going through a Klondike with snowflakes the size of your hand if your friends aren't there with you. So that's what actually makes it a memory.
Right. Membership is the biggest commodity that we need within scouting. The more and more people we have, the bigger and better the scout troop can be.
You know, and I understand that it takes a certain amount of family commitment, especially for the younger scouts, to get to those meetings and be there sufficient number of times to be an active participant in it. So it takes cooperation from your family as well. But like I say, a great way for families to make memories
It is.
together.
I was a scout, and I've had more fun scouting with my son than I did as a scout as a boy. So.
And that's
great.
great. Okay, it's the beginning of a new year. Look around you. Think about how you could take a little more time from some things that we all do, that we don't really need to do. I would be more than willing to dust one time less and leave a little dust on my furniture and go out and help a friend or a neighbor or a community activity. The dust will be there when you get back. Look around, find activities. We're going to start with a brand new slate this year. We're going to be looking for activities and groups in the community who want to come on and do as these folks did. Tell us about what they're doing and how they would like you to come and participate with them. So if you're part of a group, or you know of a group, or even if you're just interested in coming out to volunteer, get a hold of me. My information is always up on the screen. And we'll be more than happy to try to match you up with an activity. If your community group or your project is going to need volunteers, it's not too soon to start thinking now about projects that you're going to be doing in the spring, because now's the time to catch people when they're not out and gone and involved in everything. Round them up and get them started on your spring and summer projects. So thanks again. Have a great year. Have a healthy year. Have a happy year. And do a little volunteering in the valley. Thanks.
Thanks, Jean, for always doing such a great job. And thank you, Nolan, Reese, and Rich, for appearing on our show.
If 2016 is the year you resolve to get better coverage, Sheridan Valley Wireless is your smartphone headquarters. From coverage to plans to phones, we have got you covered in 2016. From our latest smartphones like the Samsung Note 5 to tablets and iPads to a home internet device, we have it all. So stop in at any of our convenient locations in Brookfield, Salisbury, Moberly, or Macon, as well as our agent stores now located in Palmyra, Monroe City, Shelbina, and Moberly, or visit us online at cvalley.net to see more.
We've got lots of exciting things going on and lots of new...
Continue to grow and
Yes.
get everything in. So yeah, encourage everyone to keep stopping in if it's been a while.
Well, do you want to connect with friends, family, and coworkers online, but not sure how or where to start?
Moberly Public Library is hosting a social media basics class Thursday, January 14th at 3 p.m. In this class, they'll cover the basics of a variety of different social media sites: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Pinterest.
At the end, you'll have time to ask questions. Basic internet skills and an email address are required. Registration is required and can be taken at 660-263-4426. All are welcome to this free and informative event.
Send us information on your upcoming events, and we will help promote it right here on CVTV.
And employers, again this year, CVTV will help you get the word out about job openings within your organization at no charge. Email your openings to the address on the screen.
CVTV has many exciting upcoming shows this week. Check out our weekly lineup at cvalley.net, and also check out CVTV's YouTube channel for all your favorite CVTV programs at the click of a button. Simply click on the YouTube icon on Sheridan Valley's homepage.
Our quote this week comes from Theodore Roosevelt, statesman, author, explorer, soldier, naturalist, reformer, and who served as our 26th president. He is quoted saying, "If you could kick the person in the pants responsible for most of your trouble, you wouldn't sit for a month."
Aren't those true words? Oh, boy.
Take responsibility, right. Well, that's it for now for the Sheridan Valley Channel and Darren Elazars. I'm Donna Bell, and we thank you for sharing a part of your day with us.
Stay tuned. Another CVTV program is coming up shortly.